What's up, you all? Welcome. I'm Kyle Michael, certified hypnotherapist, philosopher, coach, and I'm going to do a special video on a thought that really hit me. And this thought is going to challenge the way that a lot of other coaches may come at things, or other self-help people may, the advice that they give to people. And I'm going to give my reasons. And here we go. So the thought is, or the statement is, you are not perfect the way you are. Let me say that again. You are not perfect the way you are. And you know what? That's okay. You see, a lot of people that are, their attempt, people that help others, right? And it's a beautiful thing to help others. But a lot of the thought process of going about it is to tell people you're perfect the way you are, and just accept yourself for the way you are, and from that place everything will be okay, right? Well, I think that, well, one, you should accept yourself for where you currently are, yes. You should not beat yourself up for where you currently are. It doesn't mean be easy on yourself either. But looking at your current situation and being really negative on yourself in a way that stops you from making positive adjustments isn't good. So I think that a better way of looking at it would be accept where you are currently, but know that you have much, much more to give. And you have much, much more growth within you. You are not perfect the way you are. First off, what's perfect? Second, if one is to believe I'm perfect the way I am, well, that stops growth. What do you need to grow for? You're perfect the way you are. Stay exactly where you are because you have nothing to worry about, because you're perfect right there. Doesn't matter if you're out of shape, you're perfect the way you are. It doesn't matter if you're unhealthy. Doesn't matter if you've been making bad life decisions. Doesn't matter if your relationships are crumbling around you. You're perfect the way you are. Right? That's not good advice. Actually, I think that's terrible advice. It's shit advice. You're not perfect the way you are. And I think that advice lends itself to everyone, no matter where you might be in your life. Like, say you have somebody that is doing very well in their career, and they've established themselves, and financially they're independent, and they're doing what they need to do. Okay? Well, that's great. And they should be proud of themselves for that. But even at that place, they shouldn't think, well, I'm perfect the way I am, because you have not even begun to tap into what you are capable of. Not even close. That mindset creates a energy within inside of you that wants to constantly grow, constantly be moving forward, constantly wanting to bring out an even better version of yourself. You see, it never stops. We never stop growing. It should never stop. You should never feel complacent, because the moment you stop is the moment that things begin to mess up around you, right? You know, I mean, think about it. Think about in your mind right now your favorite car, or whatever that might be. That might be a Lamborghini, Ferrari, whatever. You know, whatever. Think about that car, and when you buy it brand new, it looks beautiful. But if you were just to leave that car sitting in the garage or sitting on the street, eventually it will begin to mess up and break down, especially those cars. Those high-level cars, they need to perform. You know, and listen, I am not a car expert in any way, but from what people that are well-versed in cars, they've told me, like, the cars like Lamborghinis and Ferraris, you actually have to drive it at a certain mile per hour. You have to push it in a way so that it performs the way it's meant to, so it can continue to perform in a good way. Because if you don't drive it the way it was meant to be driven, things will mess up, things will break down, and it will hurt the health of the car, right? And especially if you just let it sit there. So you could say, hey, this car is perfect the way it is, but guess what? As if you just leave it sitting there, you'll come back to it and it will not run correctly. It doesn't matter how great it looked, by just letting it sit there. And, you know, that's just a thought. Maybe it applies, but I think it does apply, because it's saying that, and with all aspects of your life, right? You know, you take somebody that has a very fit body, and say that they got the six pack, they got the muscles, they're looking pristine for them. But they have to continue working out. They can't say, well, hey, I got my six pack, now it's time to chill. Well, guess what? Look at them a year later, and suddenly that six pack is gone. You know, you have to continue with it. So even if you're at a high level, you have to continue putting work into it so that you can perform at an even higher level, right? And now the beautiful thing is we're human beings. We're not a car. So your car can perform as much as it can perform. And yeah, you can add things to the car to make it perform better. But you know, the beautiful thing about human beings is that the potential, physically and mentally and spiritually, our potential is boundless. I don't think for a second that we truly even know what we're capable of. And with that thought, realizing that where you are at, you are capable of so much more. Now, there's no reason to be negative with yourself. But don't be easy on yourself either. You know, as I said, I'm a hypnotherapist, and I've gone through great training. But with that, when I see the self-help community and I see a lot of therapies in practice, they seem a little too soft. They seem too soft. I think it's important that we come from a place that we let others know. If you're a therapist as well or whatnot, you want to let the client know, don't be easy on yourself. Now, don't kick your ass. Don't destroy yourself, but push yourself in a way that a loving father would, right? So I do kind of take in a masculine energy with this. When it comes to certain areas of growth. Now, when it comes to healing, because there is therapy that where certain healing and letting go needs to take place, and with that, of certain feminine energy could be more appropriate. But when we're talking about goal setting and going for what it is that you desire, that's where I feel the more masculine energy needs to be implemented. Now, it's hard to move forward and go for your goals if you have certain things from your past hindering you and holding you back. That's why there needs to be a beautiful blend of the feminine and masculine when it comes to letting go and coming at that angle, and then going for what you want. That's going to be a different angle, right? But yeah, from that place, you are not perfect the way you are. Not even close. But that's because there's so much within you, so much untapped. And maybe you'll never even be able to comprehend what lies within you, but if you dedicate your life, dedicate the journey to getting as close to it as possible, you're going to have one hell of a ride, in a good way. Realizing, no, there's more. And we have different stages of life, right? You have childhood, young adulthood, and then you're then adulthood, and then you have middle age, and then older, and then senior, and it doesn't matter what stage of life that you are. You step back and you realize, I have more to give in this stage of my life. And you have to always be very real with yourself. And the hardest person to be honest with is yourself. So easy to give advice to others. So easy. Not as easy to take the same advice we would give. Everyone, myself included. But I have to realize that this is important advice for me too. And to always remember these things, and to not beat myself up, but to push myself forward. Don't beat yourself up. Push yourself forward. There's a difference. And you want to do it in a way, in a loving way, in a way of treating yourself as a person that there's so much tremendous potential there, and so much that you have to offer, and that you won't give up on you. You'll help push forward, because perfect is not an actual destination, but being better and better, and truly doing the best we can, and truly interacting with the world and interacting with life in a way where you're giving it your all. That's a powerful place to come from. Very powerful. You're not perfect the way you are. And so for the people that give you that advice, they are attempting to make you feel good, and maybe it will make you feel good in that moment. And it's okay to feel good in a moment, I guess, but but that moment's going to pass. It's already has. That moment already has passed. So what about the next? Yes, be accepting of who you are in the moment. And in the moment, it's okay that you are who you are right now in this moment. But it's not okay if you think that this moment is the perfect moment and you're going to carry that same thing into the next. No. Everything changes. So realize that you must change as well, and come from the position where you are going to guide that change, where you try to control the outcome of your life. That's magic, man. That's how I view magic, and that's how I personally define magic. Magic minds, right? Magic is seeing in your mind what it is that you desire for your life, for who you are as a person, whether it's, financially, relationship-wise, physically, spiritually. Seeing in your mind what it is that you want, and with that, putting your will out into the universe and acting upon it in such a way where you change. And because you change, the things around you change. And then suddenly, the thing that once was a desire becomes a reality. Like magic. That is what it is. For me, it's not woo-woo. It's not, some things. Hey, people have different thoughts on it, but that's how I define it. And that is a powerful way to think about it for me, and perhaps you feel the same. So, accept yourself for who you are in this moment, but think about what you're going to do in the next to create an even greater you, an even better you, the best you can be in the next moment. But realize then that you're just getting started. Even when you feel that you're at your peak, you're just getting started. Because how many people in the entertainment business or whatnot were at such a high level, and then everything crashed because they thought they had it. They said, look at me, look at the position I'm in. I got it, I'm perfect, right? I'm good. They stopped growing. You gotta keep growing. And maybe you'll end up in a different position, Who knows? You are a very dynamic being. So you don't want to necessarily define yourself in one particular thing. That, say you have a certain career that you're very passionate about, that's wonderful, that's beautiful. I'm so happy that you're there. And if you're not there, then that's something you really want to work towards. But say that you do have that thing in your life. Well, there will come a time in your life where maybe you will be at the point where it's time for you to step back and you want to teach the other generation, yes. But then you might want to enter into something else or learn or grow in some other area. It's okay. Don't let anything define you. Don't let anything define you. You define those things and what they mean to you. You're not perfect the way you are. not close. But I say that because there's so much greatness within you. So don't let that feeling make you feel bad. Allow it to make you feel incredibly empowered to know you have so much in you and you're just getting started. And when you get there, say it again. You're just getting started. I haven't seen nothing yet, okay? Okay, we'll end it there. If you have any questions on hypnotherapy, coaching as far as life stuff, you know, if you are in a position where you don't necessarily know what you want your next step is to be, and you're trying to figure that out, you know, schedule a session with me. Reach out to me. You can email me at kylemichael@magickminds.com. Also, if you have any things that are preventing you from moving forward the way you like, whether it be something internal, relationships. Relationships is an area that I've delved very deep into and have helped many clients with. You can email me as well. And either way, if you have something going on and you feel my energy would work well with yours, you can message me and we can go from there and see if it'll be a good fit. Also, check out my Instagram. That's at Magick Minds. I do minute of motivations on there. Motivations in a minute. I have a bunch of them on there, so take advantage of that. If you haven't yet, make sure you like these videos, share, subscribe to the channel, and comment below. I love good dialogue, what you got from it. Tell me your story, where you're at, you know, just, you know, dialogue is always good, and I always like to hear where you all are coming from, wherever you may be at currently in life. And be on the lookout. I have some new stuff in the works. All right. Till next time, keep going, keep growing. And always remember to live life and love life. All right? All right. Peace.